So let's get started building our application. So the first step is that we want to get into our dev folder, and we want to make the base folder. And so in this case, it's called blog-prisma2, and we want to cd into the directory. So now we want to make sure that the version of Node that we're using is correct. And so we're using a version 10 of Node, which is just perfect. And so NVM is a really good tool to be able to kind of dynamically set the version of Node that you want to use for a particular project. So now that the version of Node is correct, we can go npm init -y, which will create a default project. And we can also then init our Git repo so that we have something there. And so because it's best practice, I want to switch from master to staging and then from staging to a feature branch, and I'm going to call this base here. And so now I want to be able to open up the project and add a gitignore file, because we're going to be making all these files in the Node modules once we install dependencies, and I want to make sure that I'm at least ignoring that folder. And so I'll also be ignoring some other files and types of files that we don't need to be able to commit to our Git history. And so this is a standard gitignore that I ended up finding off of GitHub, but you can look this up other places as well. So here's the important one, where we are ignoring our Node modules. We're also ignoring dsstore. So this is like a Mac specific thing. Macs will create these files kind of everywhere. And then the last thing we want to ignore is the .next folder. And so Next.js will build this folder when it runs, and you want to make sure that you ignore it because it's like all the compiled files that you definitely don't need to be committing. So now let's go ahead and add the gitignore and then also the package.json before we forget about it. And so this will ensure that we won't commit those folders later.